It's a little bit of a different night, one that I'm very, very excited about. A lot of emotions when you raise a banner saying you're a Big Ten champion. Those stay up there for as long as they keep them up, I guess, or as long as the building's up, and maybe forever. And then you get a ring. And in the sport of basketball, we play for those, and that's the ultimate sign of success. I think it's really exciting to me to know that Trip Frazier got on a plane and flew 13 hours so he could be here for this. DeMonte Williams will be here for this. Kofi stayed so he could be here for this. We've got reports Alfonso Plummer's coming back. He's been in Mexico with the G League team, and every indication is he'll be here. And when guys interrupt everything they're doing to become part of something that's really special, I think that speaks volumes to their level of not just interest, but their level of investment in Illinois basketball. And I love those guys. I'm excited for them to have their night. So we'll do that. I hope all the fans come out early. I hope they're here to celebrate that moment, as we celebrated the moment when we won it on the court. And I hope there's everybody here to remember that day, that night, and celebrate it one last time. For that group and for them to come back. I hope that all of our fans are here to show them the love that they deserve, because there's a lot of investment from DeMonte, from Trent, all those guys to making that happen, and those two in particular were here when it was rocky, when it was getting started. So to hang a banner means a great deal, and I'm excited about that tomorrow evening. And then we've got to shift gears very quickly and play one of the biggest teams in college basketball. UMKC is extremely big. It's been a long time, I think, since I've seen a team that big. They've got two excellent guards who are upperclassmen. Both led them last night at LSU in a game that was a dogfight. They are, in my opinion, they throw the kitchen sink at you defensively in terms of pressing, 2-3 zone, man-to-man. They showed a little 1-3-1. So we'll see a lot of different things, which will be good. I think they're extremely good on the offensive glass. So that'll challenge us in terms of blocking out and the things we've got to do there. But Marvin's done an excellent job every place he's been, and he's got that thing starting at on the ground floor. He's got a lot of freshmen, but they're very talented, and they're unique in the fact that they are very big. They play extremely hard, and so we've got to be dialed in. It'll be a different test in a lot of ways, and than anything we've seen, and we'll see different defenses, and we'll have to handle that. So it's game two, and we've got to continue to grow after the first game, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow night.
Out of curiosity, have you seen the rings, the players sing them, and did you have any input on what they would look like?
Yeah, had input. Haven't seen them on purpose. I think that's part of the. It's kind of like walking in an oven. Before it's done, you don't want to do that. I just want to see the final product. But we had some say on some key things that we wanted on there. and how to look. And yeah, those things are I've been very blessed. I've got a few of them, and it's really nice to have those and create long lifetime memories. Really, long time, forever. You know, and put one on every now and then and remember everything that went into that. And that team is pretty special.
It's kind of with Dane. I know he was able to get the ball down low a lot in the season opener. How important is it to have another center with that kind of presence to complement Coleman in those 5 outsets? Yeah,
Dane's tremendous, and we've got to continue to find opportunities for him. You know, he's very, very skilled, either hand, right, left hand. You know, he can put it on the floor and bounce it with some quickness and some authority and power. You know, creating those opportunities is my job, and yet he is very different than Coleman. So we've got a you know, we've got a little package that we run and like to run with him, and yet the thing that was really encouraging was, you know, I feel pretty comfortable, you know, sliding Coleman down, you know, the 4 spot, and feel like that, you know, that lineup can be something we look at.
Coach, how have RJ Melendez and Matthew Meyer shot the ball in practice? Are you expecting to see them break out a little bit?
Shoot or shoot. I'm never going to tell them not to. You know, it's what they do. You know, RJ's the same guy that shot 60% last year and didn't miss, and you know, it's you know, Matt gets good looks. They make him every single day, and you know, I'm not going to be the one to tell them not to shoot. I'm going to tell them to shoot good shots and to keep shooting them, because they're in there practicing, and we know that their track record is that they're going to make them. So, you know, it's one game, and I'm not going to get too wrapped up over one game.
It's been a long time coming for Dane to get that opportunity. What can that do for somebody's confidence when he's waited for that, and then he comes out and posts a double-double in his first game?
Yeah, I tell you, the thing that I was really impressed with Dane was not the points. We knew he could do that. I mean, he kicked our ass last year on the scout team on a pretty regular basis. We knew he could score the ball. His effort, I mean, his tenacity, his toughness. I mean, he played so hard. Yeah, I mean, he ran the floor. I mean, it was an impressive stint. And then just to go snatch rebounds and to get rebounds that were out of his area. You know, that was, it's one thing to do it in practice, and it's another thing to go have that ability to turn it up a level and to go do it in a game. And, you know, and I'm excited for that, because I thought his effort was outstanding, and he really dominated the game when he was in the game, just simply because of his effort.
And with Dane missing all of his freshman year at Baylor, just when he got here mid-year last year, was there a moment when you maybe saw some things like, I remember that, seeing him in high school, and maybe he's getting, you know, back to what you thought he was?
Yeah, it took a while to get to those points. You know, obviously a foot injury keeps you pretty inactive, and you know, there's no secret Dane was heavy. He gained a lot of weight, and you know, really, truly, before we could expect to see a lot, we had to get him in shape, and you know, that's a tribute to him, because every day it was the Fletch meat grinder. I mean, it was putting him through it, and you know, getting him off, you know, onto a strict diet, getting him you know, working out multiple times a day. And then doing it at a pace that he didn't get injured. You know, it's not easy to lose weight when you're, and you just can't keep going all the time. Sometimes you got to slow down, your body breaks down. And Dane stayed strong, he stayed committed, he stayed dedicated. And you know, by postseason time, you know, he was a handful in practice. And you know, he did a great job on the scout squad, and gave us great looks, and it was enough to keep us very, very excited as a coaching staff.
Coach, you mentioned a number of times this fall the goal of getting Matt into great shape, where do you think he's at in that process, and how have you seen the build-up in trying to reach that?
He's getting there. You know, it's an everyday deal, you know? I mean, you come out and you work every day, and yesterday we had a great day of practice coming off a day off, and you know, he found the gym the day off and was shooting a bunch of balls, and you know, the thing that happens with conditioning is confidence. Confidence comes from that, being in great shape. When you know that you can go longer and you can do things. It's still, you know, my definition of great shape isn't how long you play. It's how quickly can you recover. And you know, I think he's gaining on it, and I think he's getting himself in pretty good shape, and not peak shape yet, but he's getting there.
You mentioned handling their size as a key. What are some other keys for you guys tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, keeping them off the glass is one of the big keys. This is a big physical team. I mean, when you look at their bodies, I mean, you're gonna see a very, very mature, physically strong basketball team, and you know, you've got to hit them. You've got to keep them off the glass. They've got length, and then you know, they've got two guards that are really electric in transition. I think they drew 15 or 16 fouls last night against LSU. So they live in the paint, and you know, they haven't. I think made 2 or 3 threes last night, but they are a downhill driving it team, and we've got to be very, very solid and not put them on the line. LSU put them on the line a good deal, and that's what kept the game close.
Maybe what things did you take out of the EIU game and as many points of emphasis for tomorrow night? Is anything particular that stood out that you wanted to address?
Yeah, you know, I thought in the first half, watching the game, it was a really different, I wasn't sure how we played offensively. And when I got home and I watched it, I really liked a lot of the things that we did. Our movement, we caused a lot of confusion on the defensive side, I thought, with you know, some of our blurs and our what we call a throw and go, and I got Coleman looks, we got Coleman shots in the right places. We missed some layups, you know, and then I thought, you know, Sky was tremendous in terms of his defensive rebounding, his pitch aheads, got us a bunch of baskets. I saw one of the best plays I've seen in probably a long, long time by Terrence. You know, on an effort play that we turned the ball over on a baseline out, and he spread from the deep corner and blocked it, fell down after he blocked it, got up, sprinted to the other end of the court, and kept an offensive rebound alive on a missed shot. And that effort was just, I mean, it's a championship effort. And we showed our guys that a lot, because it was a special play. And but you know, I think there were some good things. You know, there were some things that we learned defensively that they did that caused us some problems. And we spent yesterday, we'll spend a little bit today trying to clean those things up. But yeah, it's early, and we're going to make some mistakes, and that's the great thing about film is we can go clean them up.
For maybe most everyone on this roster to be able to grab a rebound and then go themselves without having to, you know, kick to somebody else, just how much does that allow you to jump right into that offensive style that you want?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time this summer working on that. That's one of the things that, you know, having versatile guys who can handle it, it's one of the things we want to do. You know, Io became great at it. You know, Io became that triple-double guy when he figured out, hey, let me defensive rebound so I can start the fast break myself and get in the open court. And but I thought we were solid in that. But I thought I was really pleased with Sky, because I thought Sky did a great job of pitching the ball ahead, and it got us easy baskets, and it got us clean looks at three, and you know what we call slicing the floor. He sliced the floor 2 or 3 times and pitched it ahead, and we actually missed 1 or 2 layups off that. Those are the little things that, yes, we want to rebound and go. We also want to rebound and pitch it ahead and get guys out running, and that's something that we think can be a real strength for this team.
I know it's just one game, but is what you got from the bench, is that making you feel a little bit better about replacing Luke until he gets back? Do you have a little bit more depth than maybe you thought you had?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good about that game. I think it's it was a game that, I don't know, we got up 35, so it's got a little different vibe when you're up like that. So maybe that's a little bit skewed from the production side of things, but I look very much at productivity and how the energy of the game changed. Sincere changed the energy. He changed the vibe. He's done that in all 3 of our contests to this point. I think Jaden brings some positive. Obviously, Dane impacted the game at a very, very high level. And then Ty just stuffs a stat sheet. So I like that, but it's we need to see a little more, see a few more games and how that continues to play out and how we like that.
I think after the game, you said something along the lines of Jaden passing out some shots that you'd like to see him put up. I mean, is that just a freshman in his first college game? Did you have any discussions with him in the last few days about just letting it go?
Yeah, shoot the ball when you're open. He's an elite scorer. All you guys saw him on the circuit. I mean, it's what he does. And I think the one thing that he's trying so hard to do the right things, and sometimes you just have to go. You just got to play. You got to be you. And if you bring 2 to you and a ball screen, then pass it. And I don't want him to lose, or Sky. I don't want him to lose their initiative, their assertiveness, their aggressiveness. I want them to be under control, and yet they got to be who they are, and that comes with time. But both those guys are doing a lot of really good things, and a lot is asked of them. I've not told him not to shoot. I want him to shoot.
You said your guys might be tired of hearing about Trent, but to have him come back with DeMonte, Kobe being here, to see the banner go up, what value can that be to your team, particularly the new guys that see what they accomplished and see what's possible?
That's why I hope the building's filled when we do this. I hope it's a little different than last year. Last year the building went real full, I hope it's full. I hope our guys get to see that and experience that. Man, that's a and I really don't care if our guys are tired of hearing about Trent. They got a lot of season left. They're going to hear about him a lot more. But it's really nice to. Means so much to me to have those guys want to come back for this and be a part of that. And I mean that's really a cool deal. And I think it shows their love for this place and their program, and it means so much. And I mean, who gets on a 13-hour flight? I mean, you better love something a lot to get on a 13-hour flight so you can be a part of something that might take 15 minutes. And that stuff's pretty cool. And so they can get tired of me talking about Trent, but I know where his heart is, and all those guys. I mean, I know how hard they worked and all that went into winning a title here. Thank you.
Thank you.